How you doing? My name is Bill Michaels, and I wish I could be there with you today. Unfortunately, I am on vacation, and we're getting ready for football season, so you got to take a week off just to kind of decompress and recharge the batteries. What I'm here today for is discuss influencers and my relationship with my customers, my clients, my friends. I guess is the best way to put it. The questions that were given to me were, what is an influencer? I wish I had a great example of an influencer. The only thing I can talk about is my personal experience. What I believe in being an influencer is basically three things. One is there is not one product that I put my name on, that I endorse, that I don't use. Whether it's a goods, services, you name it. I've got everything from water softeners, vehicles, the bars and restaurants that are a part of my network, friends that have window companies. Quick Trip obviously has been a big one for me for a long, long time. But I can speak about the product and be passionate about the product and tell stories about the product because I use the product, because I use the service, because I experience the technicians, because I experience the arrival times and what it is they do and how they go about their business. And then the biggest thing for me is getting to know either the marketing, influencer within the company, the owner, salespeople, whatever it happens to be. I want to know the stories there as well. And the other thing for me is I believe in it because I've experienced it. I know it works. I can tell the stories, but also by the feedback that I get. Once I start talking about a product, a good, a services, whatever it happens to be, I get feedback. People start reaching out and say, hey, I did this because I heard this on your show. Hey, I want to say what a great product it is. And I'll write back. I'll say, well, why was it a great product? Or why was it a great service? Why was it a great experience? You tell me. And therefore, I can then relate that story to myself or into the commercial or whatever it happens to be. And that's one of the things that I believe in. The other thing I do believe in is if I do have a product, if I do have a service, if I do have an experience that is not good, I don't represent it. There have been clients that I've turned down because I don't want to put my name on a product that I feel iffy about. So what you want out of an influencer is somebody who feels as passionately about your product as you do, right? Because we are nothing more than an extension of you. We are what I consider to be like a sheep herder, okay? We want to tell you where to go and why to go there. But once they come through the door, once we grab the masses and put them through the door, that's up to you. It's up to you to sell them. It's up to you to service them. It's up to you to express the finite points of your product and your service to sell them on it. To make them say, I want what Bill Michaels' experience was. I want the product that Bill Michaels was talking about. I want the same happiness and satisfaction out of that. That's the relation. The thing about commercial advertising, spot inventory, if you will, to use the vernacular within the industry, it's not about just mere repetition. Anybody can say 0% financing for 9 months or whatever. But if I can tell you about the product, if I can tell you about a story, I think that goes a much longer way into relating to the people that we're speaking to or speaking with or carrying on a conversation with than it is just doing a read. And the other thing I'll tell you about this, and for those of you that use influencers, if you feel like your influencer is reading your commercial, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because if they're not doing it passionately for you, for your product as an extension of you, get rid of them. What are you paying for? What are you paying for? So what I get out of it, sometimes good services, but what I get out of it is a friendship. When we do, and at some point, if you're a product or a service or a company that works with me, we do a party at my house once a year for all of just our sponsors, just in the home. And it's amazing the dynamic when we put people together that say, oh yeah, I had this happen to me, or I had this customer say this, or not to mention how they market. We just had recently a company, the guy's name is Dwayne. He's from Dwayne's Cover It All up in Wausau, Wisconsin. He ended up coming to our house talking to another customer, a water softening company, that needed new awnings for the front of their business, and he got the business. Now, I'm not saying that happens, that's a frequent thing, but what I'm saying is it's all about networking. It's all about personal relationships. It's all about me being able to talk to you on the regular if I have to. And it's about you calling me up and going, you know what, hey, Bill, we've got, we're almost out of widgets, but we want to sell the Widget Max because we just got them in and we think they're great. Well, all I've been talking about is the widget. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the Widget Max. You can call me the day before. You can email me the day before. That way you don't have to get a hold of the salesperson who gets a hold of me, who changes the copy or changes the bullet points, then sends it back to you, get approval. I can just talk to you. It's about relationships. And if you're not getting that out of your influencer right now, get rid of them because they're not doing their job. We get paid, we get goods, we get services because we're here to represent you. And if you're not getting that out of an influencer, keep looking. Keep looking. I've got probably 35 people that I work with directly. I can honestly say I have never, ever lost a client due to the advertising. There have been other things companies sell for more money or what have you, and people have changed ownership and things like that. I'd like to think that the company became more valuable because of us. But we have never lost a customer because I believe of the relationship that we have with them. I believe of the way we take care of them and they take care of us. It's not a one-way street. I'm not here to sell your product. I'm here to sell people on the idea of your product. And that's something to remember. Sometimes that gets lost in the translation. I guess what I'm here to say is if there's some things you want to take away from this, why I feel I get so much out of this and why you should feel that you should get so much out of this, because one, you should be able to see tangible results in some way, shape, or form. Two, the person who's the influencer for your product should be as passionate about the product as you are about your product. And if it sounds like they're just reading it, get rid of them. Move on. Save your money, do something else with it. And three, I think the relationship, the communication, whether it's on a weekly, monthly, yearly, daily basis, whatever it happens to be, I think that's important. I really do. And I also think stories sell. Anybody can talk about details and quality and workmanship and all that kind of stuff. Those are great adjectives. But I think, to be honest with you, stories sell. Think about some of the best commercial advertising you've ever heard. It can be annoying, but it's usually a story. Or there's some trials and tribulations to it that you'll remember about it. Everybody gets inundated with all the 0% financing in 36 months and this and that. That's part of the ad. But draw them in with the story. Draw them in with the reason why they should even take a look at your product to begin with. And that's what I feel we're pretty good at. So I apologize for not being there today. Hopefully you got something out of this. But come football season, we're going to need you. So if you have any money to spend and you would like a relationship, keep us in mind. We certainly appreciate your time and appreciate you being here tonight as well. Okay? My name is Bill Michaels. Thank you so much for listening to me.